हाँ तो बेटा आज हम बात करेंगे वेक्टर की। वेक्टर तो जब भी हम किसी भी चीज़ को नापते हैं तो उसकी दो तरह की चीज़ें होती हैं, एक स्केलर और एक वेक्टर। स्केलर में खाली मैग्नीट्यूड होता है और वेक्टर में मैग्नीट्यूड प्लस डायरेक्शन होती है। मैग्नीट्यूड जैसे खाली होती है तो इसके एग्जाम्पल हैं, स्केलर के एग्जाम्पल स्पीड, वर्क, डिस्टेंस। इनमें केवल मैग्नीट्यूड होता है, डायरेक्शन नहीं होता। और जबकि कुछ क्वांटिटीज ऐसी होती है जिनमें डायरेक्शन भी होता है, मैग्नीट्यूड भी होती है। तो जिसमें डायरेक्शन और मैग्नीट्यूड दोनों होते हैं वो होती है जैसे फोर्स, एक्सीलरेशन, वेलोसिटी, डिस्प्लेसमेंट, हाउ टू शो द वेक्टर, or how to represent the vector. If A is a vector quantity, then we represent it like this: a arrow on the letter of the symbol. The length of this arrow represent the magnitude, and this represent the direction. Type of vector. Now type of vectors. There are many types of vectors like equal vector. Equal vector वो होते हैं जिनका की magnitude as well as direction are same. Unequal vector either magnitude or direction are different. Parallel vector इसमें होते हैं डायरेक्शंस इज सेम. एंटी पैरेलल वेक्टर्स इसमें डायरेक्शन आर अपोजिट. कोलिनियर वेक्टर कोप्लेनर वेक्टर on the same line, collinear on the same line, coplanar on the same plane. Zero vector has no magnitude but has direction, and has no direction but with direction. We represent it with direction but it has no direction, no definite direction. And the most important is unit vector. Unit vector means magnitude, the vector whose magnitude is 1 and it has a direction. Angle between two vectors. Next is angle between two vectors. Suppose this is a vector A and this is the vector B and this angle is 120. So to find the angle between both the vector A and B, we have to join the tail of both. We can shift this vector here. Now these tail are joined together. Now this angle will be the angle between two vectors. So always we need to join the tail with the tail or head with the head. So this angle is 120, then this angle will also 120 and this angle will be 60. So the angle between vector A and B is 60 degree. Be careful that we have to join from tail to tail, both vectors. We cannot say the angle is 120. It is 60 only. And this angle varies from 180 to 0. Angle between them cannot be the angle more than 180 or less than 0. Now we see the addition of vector. There are three methods: head-tail method, and parallelogram method. And third is triangle law. In head-tail method, we have to join, like these are two vectors A and vector B. So we have to join the head of last vector to the tail of next vector. So we can shift it here. This is vector B. And finally, we have to join the first vector's tail to the last vector's head, like this. And in the opposite direction, the direction of vectors is like this, and resultant direction will be opposite. This is R. So A plus B is equal to R, represented by this. And the formula of magnitude of R is R square is equal to A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta, where theta is the angle between the vectors. Angle is this theta. Now parallelogram method. This is parallelogram method. this vector is A and this vector is B. In parallelogram method, we join the tail to tail. So we have to draw this vector here. This is vector B. And we extend this in the parallel of this and extend this in the parallel of this. Where they meet, this is the resultant. This is the parallelogram method. Here is the theta is the angle between them, and r square is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. So resultant will be the diagonal of the parallelogram. There is one another diagonal, but this is not the resultant because the diagonal we consider is which goes from the common point of two vectors. Add two vectors, and if the direction of the resultant, direction of the r, we can find it if this is alpha, tan alpha is equal to b sin theta upon a plus b cos theta. This is the formula of tan alpha. Direction of resultant from the a vector. Now subtraction. We are not going into the derivation of these formulas. You just remember these formulas. That's enough. Now subtraction of vector. Suppose this is vector A and this is vector B. So how do you find vector A minus vector B? We cannot find A minus B. So we have to actually add it with minus B. So here what we have to do, draw this here to represent B vector, and opposite direction we can draw B, which is minus B vector. Now we here apply the same thing, draw the parallelogram, connect it with the common point. So this is the R vector, which is equal to A vector plus minus B vector. This is how do we calculate. This is how do we represent it. And the magnitude is R square is equal to A square plus B square plus minus 2AB cos theta. Now, on the basis of this, I give you a question. A car runs at 5 meter per second speed. A car runs at 5 meter per second speed. And it takes a sharp turn to north. This car is run at 5 meter speed in east, and it takes a sharp turn to north at 5 meter per second speed. Find the change in velocity. So change means change is equal to V2 minus V1. Here magnitude is the same, 5 and 5. So V is changes, you can say 0. No, this is not equal to 0. So what we can do is, if this is running with the 5 meter per second and its take a sharp turn to the northeast, this is east, this is north, and 5 meter per second की स्पीड से जा रही है. तो आर स्क्वायर कितना होगा, ए स्क्वायर प्लस बी स्क्वायर माइनस 2ab cos theta. We can draw it here. Theta is 90. This is 5 meter per second. So A is 5, 25 plus B is 5, 25 minus 2 into 5 into 5 into cos 90. Cos 90 is 0. So this figure will be 0. So R square will be 50. R is equal to under root 50, that is 5 under root 2. So this is the change in velocity. And what is the direction? It's so for direction we consider V is equal to V2 minus V1, that is V2 plus minus V1. So for minus V1 we have to extend it here, 5 meter per second. Now this again will be 90 and the resultant would be here, this is 5 under root 2 and its direction will be west and northwest direction or west north direction. So if there is a question, a plane is moving with a speed of v, turns with theta angle, speed remains v, find its change in velocity. So change in velocity is, we can represent it v is equal to v2 minus v1, and the formula is magnitude is v1 plus v1 square plus v2 square minus 2v1 v1 v2 cos theta. This is angle theta. So r square would be 2v square, v1 and v2 are equal, minus 2v square cos theta is equal to 2v1 minus cos theta. We should know that 1 minus cos theta is equal to 2 sin square theta by 2, and 1 plus cos theta is equal to 2 cos square theta by 2. You should remember these trigonometric inequalities. We can put it here. So r square is equal to 2v 2 sin square v square sin square theta by 2. So r would be 2v sin theta by 2. This is the resultant and change in velocity. Now take an equation, a body moving with 2 meter per second turns by 60 degree and continue to move with 20 meter per second. Find the change in velocity. Either we can put direct formula is equal to 2v sin theta by 2, change in velocity, or we can find it through this formula and put the values. So if we do it directly, you can find 2 into 20 into sin 60 by 2, that is equal to 2 into 20 into half, that is equal to 20 meter per second change. Next question, if sum and difference of two vectors are equal in magnitude, find the angle between them. So we can write it if there are two vectors A and B and their sum and the magnitude of their difference is equal. So how we calculate the sum? R square is equal to A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta is equal to A square plus B square minus 2AB cos theta. A से ये कट गया, B से B कट गया, तो take it to the right hand side. 4AB cos theta is equal to 0. So we assume A is not equal to 0 and B is not equal to 0. Then from here it implies that cos theta is equal to 0. So theta would be 90. So if their sum and difference are same in magnitude, the angle between them would be 90 degree. Now question is A vector plus B vector plus C vector is equal to 0 and A magnitude of A is 12, B is 5, C is 13. Find the angle between A and B. What we will do, if we have to find the angle between A and B, we put A and B here and take it to the other side, C. So magnitude of A plus B is equal to magnitude of C. On squaring both sides, we can find it A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta is equal to C square. A square is 144 plus 25 plus 2 into 12 into 5 into cos theta is equal to 169. So 120 cos theta is equal to 0. Theta would be 90 degree. Okay. If we have to find the angle between A and C, then in same question we can put it like angle A plus C is equal to minus B. If we have to find the maximum and minimum magnitude of two vectors, let's two vectors A plus vector B, what will be the maximum value of A plus B? It is equal to, we represented A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. So this would be the maximum if cos theta is maximum. Cos theta maximum is 1. So we put it as 1. So it would be A plus B ka whole square, R square. So R is equal to A plus B. This is the maximum value. Same cos theta की minimum value जो होती है वो -1 होती है. इसमें अगर -1 रखेंगे तो ये माइनस हो जाएगा and this would come A minus B का whole square. So R would be A minus B. So minimum value A minus B is mod A minus B. This is also mod. So maximum value of two vectors magnitude is A plus B and minimum is A minus B mod. Now resolution of vector. If we take it in the x and y axis and the vector f is in the direction of theta from x axis, so it has two components. One is along the x axis, which would be f cos theta. Theta is the angle from x axis, and from this component perpendicular in the direction of 90 degree, there would be a component called f sin theta. This will always be in 90 degree from two component. All the two components make 90 degree with each other. You have to remember this, that f cos theta, if a component, then at the 90 degree angle of from this is f sin theta. These are the two component of f. And if there is a vector A, we said A, so A mod will be equal to ax square plus ay square. मीन्स कंपोनेंट ऑफ ऑन एक्स एक्सिस एंड कंपोनेंट ऑफ वाई एक्सिस का स्क्वायर करके हम इसकी वैल्यू निकाल सकते हैं अगर कंपोनेंट दिए हैं तो. नाउ व्हाट इज यूनिट वेक्टर? यूनिट वेक्टर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. इसका मैग्नीट्यूड 1 होता है. मैग्नीट्यूड इज ऑलवेज 1. इट प्रोवाइड्स द डायरेक्शन. If there is a vector a vector, magnitudes, we will write magnitude as mod A and direction as a cap. So vector A is equal to mod A multiplied a cap. Now you can find a cap direction अगर निकालनी हो तो we can find it a vector divided by mod A. Or we can find out mod A under root ax component square plus ay component square. We can find the direction by these two formulas. Now orthogonal unit vector. Orthogonal unit vector. Suppose this plane is xy, x axis, y axis, and this is z axis. So for one magnitude in the x direction, this is I cap, represented I cap. And unit vector in y direction called j cap, unit vector in z direction called k cap. इनकी सभी की मैग्नीट्यूड 1 होगा और डायरेक्शन इट्स along the x axis, j is along the y axis and k is along the z axis. So if a force, question is if a force 10 Newton is applying in the direction of x axis, represent it in vector form. So magnitude is 10 Newton, 10, or direction is x axis. So x axis unit vector is I cap. So we can represent it like this. Force increase that. A vector is also equal to A mod into A cap. A cap means unit vector in A's direction, not in x, y, z direction. These are the I, j and k which are in direction of x, y and z respectively, but this is in the direction of A's. Now Cartesian form of vector. Cartesian form of vector. Cartesian form means if suppose there is a vector f, we can represent it fx I cap plus fy j cap plus fz k cap. एंड f का जो मैग्नीट्यूड होता है वो आएगा अंडर रूट एफ एक्स स्क्वायर प्लस एफ वाई स्क्वायर प्लस एफ जेड स्क्वायर. find a unit vector in the direction of A. Now question, you can do it. Find a unit vector in the direction of A vector is equal to 3i plus 4j cap. So we know A vector is equal to modulus A vector and the A unit vector in the direction of A. From here we can find it. A cap direction is equal to A vector upon mod A. So A cap is equal to A vector is 3i cap plus 4j cap upon modulus is under root x component का स्क्वायर 9 प्लस y कंपोनेंट का स्क्वायर 16 इज इक्वल टू 3i प्लस 4j अपॉन 5 दैट इज इक्वल टू 3 अपॉन 5i प्लस 4 अपॉन 5j कैप. So this is the unit vector in the direction of A vector. If we have to calculate a vector of magnitude 10 units in the direction of 3i 4j vector, we have to find out a vector of magnitude 10 units in the direction of this. So how do we find the vector? A is mod A cap. So we have to find the direction of this. How can we find the direction of this? Is same A vector upon mod A, that would come to 3i plus 4j upon 5, 3i upon 5 plus 4j upon 5. But the magnitude is vector is, this is the B, suppose. A की डायरेक्शन में है तो यहाँ A की डायरेक्शन में. So B vector would be mod is 10 into direction, unit vector direction is 3i upon 5 plus 4j upon 5. That comes to 6i plus 8j. ये वेक्टर हो गया 10 यूनिट का जिसकी डायरेक्शन इस वेक्टर की डायरेक्शन में है. तो पहले इस वेक्टर की डायरेक्शन निकाल लेंगे हम, यूनिट डायरेक्शन. वो सेम डायरेक्शन यहाँ पुट करेंगे. इससे ही नए वेक्टर की डायरेक्शन जिसका ही 10 यूनिट है इस डायरेक्शन में, वो ये होगा. Now addition of more than two vectors. If vector is 2i 4j plus 3k, B vector is this, C vector is this. So if we have to add, we just simply add the I cap with I cap and J cap and C cap. So like this. If there are three vectors in this form, like so, how do we find the resultant? Resultant is equal to Rx vector plus Ry vector. How to calculate Rx vector? Rx is equal to Ax plus Bx plus Cx and so on if there are more vectors. And Ry is equal to Ay plus By plus Cy and so on. So we have to find the x component of A on the x-axis, which is would be Ax, and component of B on the x-axis is Bx, and component of C on the x-axis is Cx. So from the resolution we know that component of this is equal to 10 into cos 37. Right, and this is equal to 10 into sin 37. So 10 cos 37. So how we write it? Rx is equal to Ax is 10 into cos 37. Cos 37 कितना होता है? 37 डिग्री. 3 4 5 cos is 4/5, that comes to 8 plus Bx is equal to cos theta 2 root 2 cos 45, which is in negative. So this is 1 upon root 2, so minus 2. This is minus 2 plus c on the x-axis 53 cos 10 cos 53. Cos 53 is 3 by 5. So 3 into 6 हो जाएगा ये. So this is the Rx. Same we can find Ry. Ay is Ay is 10 sin 37. That is 3 upon 5. That is 6 plus By is 10 2 root 2 sin 45, which would equal to रूट 2 से रूट कट गया, 2 बचा, प्लस 10 sin 53. Sin 53 is 4 upon 5. So this would be minus 8. It is in the downward direction, so it would be minus 8. So this would be, we can write it, Rx is equal to 10 minus 2 plus 6 is equal to 12, and Ry is equal to 0. So resultant R would be, it is in the x direction, 12i plus Ry is 0. So this is equal to 12i. So in generalized form, if Rx is equal to ax plus bx plus cx and ry is equal to ay plus by plus cy, r would be equal to rx I cap plus ry j cap, and tan alpha is the angle from x-axis. Angle from x-axis, resultant angle from x-axis is ry upon rx. These are the addition. Now we can see the multiplication of vectors. Multiplication. So if there are three types of multiplication: scalar into vector is equal to vector, and vector into vector dot vector is equal to scalar, and vector dot vector multiply vector is equal to vector. Here we can simply multiply the scalar quantity into the vector, like if there is a 3 multiplied by 3i plus 2j plus 5k. So we can write it 3 to 9i plus 6j plus 15k cap. So this is the simple scalar into vector, that is equal to vector, and simply multiply the coefficient of I, j, k and k. Now vector into vector is equal to scalar. So we call it, example is, the best example is work is equal to F into S. Both are vector quantity where the resultant is scalar. So we write it like dot product. So it is called the dot product. If vector dot vector is scalar, then this is called dot product or scalar product. So A vector dot B vector is always C, which has no direction. This is the scalar quantity. And if A cross B, this is called the cross vector, equal to vector C. This is a vector quantity. It has magnitude and it has direction. This has only magnitude.
Okay.
The formula of dot product. formula of dot product. If this vector is A, this vector is B, angle is theta, so A dot B is always equal to mod A mod B cos theta. So this is a commutative property. This follow the commutative property. Means A dot B dot equal to B dot A dot. Because this is the scalar quantity, result of this is scalar quantity, and result of this is also scalar quantity, and the magnitude will be the same. So this is the commutative. This follow the commutative property. Now, if A is perpendicular to B, if A vector is perpendicular to B vector, then A dot B is equal to A into B into cos 90. Cos 90 is 0, so it would be 0. So if we see the dot product of I, J and K, x-axis, y-axis, z-axis, so this is the I cap, this is J cap, and this is K cap. So multiplication of I cap into J cap, their magnitude is 1 into 1 into cos theta, cos 90 is equal to 0. Similarly, J dot K is equal to 0, K dot I 0, I dot K is equal to 0, J dot I is equal to 0, K dot J equal to 0. Similarly, I dot I is equal to 1 multiplied cos I multiplied I angle is 0, so this is equal to 1. Similarly, J dot J equal to 1, K dot K equal to 1. So if we have to find A dot B, then we just need to multiply the coefficient of I vector, coefficient of Z vector. That is equal to 4 to the 8 plus 5 3 is 15. That is equal to 23. And it is a scalar quantity. So generalized form of A dot B is equal to AX BX plus AY BY plus AZ BZ. This is AX, this is B AY, and if there is a multiplication of like 1, so this is Z AZ. This is BX BY and BZ. Angle between the vectors. So A dot B, we know it A B cos theta. So cos theta would be A dot B divided by A dot B. Now we shall study in the next class the A cross B. Thank you.